the first thing to say is that Bank of England projection this morning was more negative than I think the consensus that we've seen. And so it's important to take their view into account. But even more important is looking at what's discounted in the price of these assets, and not what the just the outlook is. And so remember, we're primarily interested in finding assets with a margin of safety in that price. So although the future may look gloomy, particularly the near-term future, if all of that gloominess is already reflected in the price, then these assets could present a really good opportunity for investors, and we're certainly seeing value there. But the second thing I'd say is that when you're looking at the large companies in the UK, of course, only about half of their revenues are from the UK economy. These are large international businesses that are getting revenue from around the world.
So, Dan, and I was looking at exactly the same chart as my esteemed colleague in the studio. If you think you have a medium to high conviction on the UK because you like the international nature of the FTSE 100, why have you only got then a low to medium conviction on the US equities? Because presumably, if those international companies rally, they'll be rallying because their peers in the US are rallying as well. And let's be honest about it, if the US rallies, the UK rallies, but the UK would find it very hard to rally without the US.
That is such an important point. You're right that a lot of those revenues come from the US, and we've seen we have much lower conviction in US equities, but that really reflects a difference in the makeup of the industries that we see in the UK index versus the US. So we know that the US is currently dominated by large technology stocks, where we don't see a lot of value, whereas the FTSE exposure to the US is much more geared towards other sectors, including energy, of course, which is under a cloud at the moment. But that's where we're seeing the opportunities for those companies listed in the UK, even if they're deriving their revenues from around the world.